What's up everyone, Yuba Kumar here, and I come to you today with a very interesting story. Now, we are all pilots, we are all humans, and we are all prone to mistakes. Sometime or the other on some flight, we all make a mistake, but airplanes are designed in such a way that those mistakes are either shown to us or there are corrective actions taken, and basically everything is alright at the end of it. However, sometimes some mistakes can be so dumb and so unbelievable that no system can be designed to cater for such mistakes. And today I'll be telling you one such very interesting story wherein the pilots did something which was pretty much unbelievable, and as a result the airline suffered a lot of losses. This is the story of Air India flight 676, and let's get started. Is a pretty recent story. On 25th of July 2017, an Air India Airbus A-320 aircraft operating as flight 676 was flying from Calcutta to Bombay. Now it's a pretty long flight. It's one of the longer ones that we have in India, the domestic flight. And the aircraft was being operated by two female pilots. Now the genders of the two pilots have nothing to do with the story, but that's how the media reported it. There were two female pilots on board the aircraft. When the aircraft took off from Kolkata, it had sufficient fuel to go all the way to Bombay and then continue to Ahmedabad in case required, and some holding fuel at Bombay plus 30 minutes of final reserve fuel over Ahmedabad. This is the normal fuel which is supposed to be carried on every flight. Now the aircraft took off, and after takeoff, as a standard procedure, the first thing that the pilots are supposed to do is to retract the landing gear of the aircraft. So as soon as the aircraft achieves a positive rate of climb, or basically it starts climbing up into the air, the first thing that we do as pilots is retract the landing gear. The reason for that is the landing gear is a huge thing which is hanging down from the aircraft and is producing a lot of drag. Now that additional drag basically reduces the aircraft performance. So if your landing gear is down, your aircraft does not climb very well, it will not fly at high speeds, and also it consumes a lot of fuel, a lot of extra fuel. Now on this flight, for some reason, the pilots forgot to retract the landing gear. They just totally forgot it. And they did not retract the landing gear, they continued climbing, and the aircraft took off, moved out of Kolkata. Now the thing is, forgetting the landing gear is not a big deal. Now when you take off and if you have something else going on in the cockpit, if you have another emergency or if you have another situation, it is possible that you might forget to retract the landing gear. To cater for this, aircrafts have a checklist, the after takeoff checklist. At the part of that checklist, we are supposed to check if the landing gear has been retracted or not. If that checklist was done or not on that particular flight is something which is not known to us. However, what is known is the crew forgot to retract the landing gear. Before we continue guys, a quick update on VYAA Aviation Academy. So as you all know, it's our own aviation academy where we teach upcoming pilots, and we have our new batch for CPL ground classes starting off in December. So if you guys would like to join that batch and if you would like to start your aviation careers, do give us a call on the numbers on your screen right now. The details are also in the description. You can contact us, you can call us, WhatsApp us, register yourself on VYAA.in and you'll get a call back. And let's continue now. Now without the landing gear, the aircraft performance is absolutely bad. Like I said, the aircraft did not climb. Normally the rate of climb for an Airbus A320, which is filled up with passengers and fuel, is somewhere about 2000 to 3000 feet per minute at lower altitudes. This particular aircraft just refused to climb for obvious reasons. Also, the very major thing which will tell you if the landing gear is down or not is the amount of noise and the vibration the landing gear creates. I'm sure all of you have been on airplanes. When on landing, the pilots extend the landing gear, you can very clearly feel that the landing gear has been extended. The noise levels in the cockpit and the cabin behind go up quite a bit, and the vibrations on the aircraft also increase. However, this crew, all the passengers and all the cabin crew also on that flight failed to notice that the aircraft noise levels were very high and the aircraft vibration levels were high. Also, the cockpit crew in particular failed to notice that the aircraft climb performance was extremely poor. The aircraft was supposed to climb to 36,000 feet. However, because of the excessive drag, the aircraft just refused to climb beyond 24,000 feet. The climb performance of the aircraft deteriorated so bad that it just would not go above 24,000 feet. As a result, the crew leveled off, requested the ATC and maintained flight level 240 and continued the flight towards Bombay. However, the fuel burn was also very high. Now, as a result of the high fuel burn, when the crew was approaching Nagpur, which is somewhere midway between Kolkata and Mumbai, the aircraft told the crew that, listen, we don't have enough fuel to go to Bombay and you're gonna have to do something about this. I'm sure the crew must have been thinking by this time that why is the aircraft not climbing, why is the speed not going up, and why exactly is the fuel so low when we are not even halfway to our destination. Why is the fuel on the aircraft so low? And I'm sure they must have been looking for solutions, they must have been looking for why this is happening, but it did not click them that their landing gear was down, because it's such an unimaginable thing. Also, they did not see those 3 green lights which were there in front of them. Those 3 green lights should not have been illuminated, and those lights indicate that the landing gear is still hanging down. However, the crew was unable to find the reason and they decided to divert to Nagpur. When they decided to divert to Nagpur and they were approaching Nagpur and doing all the cockpit preparations, eventually when it was finally time to extend the landing gear for landing into Nagpur, and the hand went to the landing gear lever to put it down, is when they realized that the landing gear was down all through the flight. I can't even imagine what they must have felt at that time and how stupid they must have felt knowing that they flew 2 hours and 45 minutes from Kolkata to Nagpur with the 3 landing gears hanging down from the aircraft. However, the crew landed safely into Nagpur, they refueled the aircraft and they went back to Mumbai. This time they did retract the landing gear and they landed safely into Mumbai with a delay of about 3 hours. Now, I wouldn't really comment on how and why they forgot the landing gear because we really have no idea. There were no reports published for this and there is no official investigation into this which was published. I'm sure Air India and DGCA must have done their investigations and the crew would have been reprimanded for it. However, there's nothing out in the public, so we don't really know what exactly happened. However, there were reports of one very interesting thing. Both the cockpit crew were wearing noise cancelling headphones. Now these are absolutely legal. You are allowed to wear noise cancelling headphones in the cockpit, and maybe, just maybe, because of those noise cancelling headphones, and I'm guessing they were very good quality of headphones, the crew did not realize the excessive noise created by the landing gear. Well, that was the very interesting and the very weird story of the pilots just forgetting the landing gear and failing to even realize that it's hanging down. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Drop in a comment below on what you think would have made them forget the landing gear. What do you think happened? Also, do subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. It helps me continue making such aviation videos for all of you. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.